Welcome to Shikama Live Show with your host, Shikama. Just quickly. So, a lot of you have asked, is he rich? I thought he was rich. Thought he lived in mansions. I told my mother that I did a video showing that I was in a mobile home. And she was like, how dare you do that? People don't have to know that you're living in a mobile home. Why would you do such a crazy thing? Here's the deal, and I explained to her that I made the video to illustrate about real estate. And let me say this quirk about me. I am a sort of Chicken Little sort of person. I always think that the sky is going to fall. Now, call me crazy. I'm not a prepper by any means, although probably if you had a checklist of what's a prepper, I would probably actually check off quite a few of the things that preppers have, even after losing half of my stuff. I don't call myself a prepper or anything like that. I don't call myself a doomsday prepper or anything like that. But now, my quirk is that I live well below my means. Why is that? Because I'm always thinking that as a dark black man in the United States of America, tanks could come rolling in and into my world and just destroy everything. And I would need to make sure that I absolutely had enough money to sustain me and my lifestyle for years. So a lot of you are saying, is he rich? Is he not rich? Technically, I'm not rich, but it's a technicality that if you actually looked at it, you would say, well, that's just a technicality. Okay, so me personally, I don't think I have a net worth of $1 million. However, that being said, when I looked at my bank statement, I have so many sources of income, some that I didn't even realize I had and didn't realize that I was making. Now, that might sound funny to a lot of you, but because maybe you only work a job or maybe you work two jobs and you cannot imagine doing something and receiving money for it without realizing it. I set a lot of things in motion that I simply don't have enough time to keep track of. Now, the person in my other videos is supposed to be helping me, getting organized. I'm going to tell his story one of these days, and you'll probably be happy. You'll probably cry because it is a sad tale. I'm going to get him a bank account where I bank. The banker, when we met with her, she went through all sorts of emotions: sad, angry, happy. You know, when he told his, and of course you could feel the passion coming from him of what's going on, what was going on with him. So, and I told him, I said, no logical person would stand by and let that happen to you. So, I hired him, even though I can't afford it. But I say I can't afford things because I'm so super conservative with my money. And I guess my mother knows this. This is why she'll ask for $20,000 in a text message. Could you give me $20,000? I'm broke. You're not broke. And I said, I have to reinvest that $20,000 into my business. Why in the world would I give it to you? And I know I'm not going to get it back. Here, that's the thing. I'm not going to get it back. If I gave her $20,000, I wouldn't get it back. That's the deal, right? She's always doing that. She's taking cars from me. She's taking stuff from me, checks, settlement checks, everything, all sorts of just outrageous stuff. So, no, do not feel sorry for her, and don't think I'm a bad son, because and I don't know how I make money sometimes, but I'll look up and I'll have 20,000 or 40,000. Of course, now I'm yawning. As soon as I start talking, I start yawning. I'm sorry. But I live well below my means. I lived in a place before, when I first started YouTube, where I believe the rent was 400. Let me tell you this. Occasionally, I have a friend from my past, my level, right? And they'll come visit me. And I have been cursed out. Cursed out. Cursed out. This is how offended they are. And my mother has done the same thing. About how I live and where I live. Now, imagine I don't feel put upon living in these places. A one-bedroom apartment, a half-bedroom apartment, 1.5-bedroom apartment, some crazy stuff like that. I lived in a 3-bedroom house with roommates and got completely cursed out. My mother's cursed me out. Family's cursed me out. Why are they all cursing me out? Why are my friends and family cursing me out? My real friends. Because they are offended at where I live. They think it's so beneath me. Now imagine, I want you to, for a second, imagine that. How angry would that make you if you and I were friends, and let's say we live next door to each other, and you heard that I got cursed out for living in a 3-bedroom house, 2-bedroom house, 2-bedroom apartment, 1-bedroom apartment. What would that make you feel like? Now, I don't think anything of being cursed out for that, because I know exactly where it's coming from. I rejected that lifestyle a long time ago. I did not like myself. This entire process has been a conscientious decision on my part to lower myself down to the normal, average American. Now, you might think that sounds pompous or something like that, but I don't think you understand. I didn't like myself. I was a snob, and that doesn't even come close to conveying just how evil I was towards people. If you didn't graduate, go to the schools, go to the country club, go to this, go to that, be a part of this, and that, and the other, you aren't a part of my world. I didn't want to talk to you. I didn't like that. I didn't like that about myself. I wanted to be among the common people, the general people, the general public. I wanted to know popular things. If you can imagine, I come from a place where pop culture was not a part of everyday life. Can you imagine not listening to any of the music that you listen to? Or knowing all of the little popular culture things that you've known for the past 20 years? Imagine that. And dealing with people that call themselves your friends, but you know for a fact they are really not your friends. They don't have any compunction whatsoever to do anything for you other than to show up to an event, to a gala or something, and say hello to you, and that's it. And you're on the Christmas list of the generic cards that they send out, or you automatically receive some silly invitation to a party because you have to invite the people on the list to the party, people that you don't aren't friends with really. I had to get away from that lifestyle, and it was to and imagine being serious 100% of the time, all day, every day, in and out, and growing up like that. I hated it. I hated it. I'm running away from that lifestyle, and I'm still running away from that lifestyle. I reject that. So, if you hear me say peasant, I want to be a part of the peasantry. If you hear me say commoner, I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of it. I want to be, maybe not the hood, but I want to be, I want to be a part of the salt of the earth, the regular people live in a neighborhood. Do you know that I grew up wishing I could live in a neighborhood? Because where I lived, there was no such thing as a neighborhood. You know, I lived in just a house by itself, and sometimes I was surrounded by office buildings, or I lived in a hotel. Can you imagine? No, not apartment, a hotel, an actual hotel. Crazy stuff, right? And there were no children to play with. None of play wasn't a part of my vocabulary. I remember coming back to the United States to visit my cousins and staying there while I was here in the United States, and somebody came to the door and says, "Can Jerry come out and play?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I've seen this on TV. This is real." So technically, I'm not a millionaire, me personally. I probably am a millionaire through my family, but people say that, well, that's not your money. But like, for instance, my mother says, why don't you renovate this house for me? It's yours anyway. So there is no mine, yours, right? You understand? All right, that's enough of that. Thank you for watching the Chicago Live Show. Try and live below your means. You don't have to impress anybody in life, okay? I don't care if you say, oh, that guy's poor. You do know that the guy offered to sell me the mobile home outright, and my mother is the one who said, don't buy that mobile home. There you have it. So I could purchase the place that I'm renting if I wanted, and he even cut the offer in half for me to buy it, because he knows that he saw my bank statement, so he's not under any illusion that I don't have the money. So there you have it. No, technically I'm rich, or technically I'm rich. What is it? Am I technically rich or technically not rich? I don't know. You tell me in the comments, which do you think I am? Am I technically rich or am I technically not rich? Anyway, and what's really funny is, although a lot of the family has money, I am the one in the family that is known for being the best with money. I want you to understand that my family's made of judges, lawyers. I already said judges. Lawyers, CEOs, vice presidents of major corporations, investors. Who else? Real estate investors, Everybody has five to 10 houses, but I'm the one known for being very good with money. Why do I say that? Because somebody didn't leave me as the sole heir of her will, and the rest of the family said, why would you not make him the sole heir of your will? We're all thinking about putting him in our will to be the administrator of our estates and stuff. What are you thinking of? Anyway, there you go. I'm not trying to get into my family stuff. But anyway, tell me what you think. Technically rich or technically not rich? Thank you for watching Scam Live Show.